I guess I knew that I was having issues around food. Like that was a big reason that I was sort of drawn to the program, because I had lots of stories in my head about my self-image and about food that just weren't moving. And I used to just kind of ignore them and kind of push them away and like, oh, I'll be fine, I'll deal with that later. I had a lot of anxiety about my physical appearance, a lot of negative self-talk, and I didn't feel good about eating most of the time. Like I had a relationship with food that was a lot about treats. So if I was having a bad day, I got a treat. Or if I was tired, I would get a treat. And so it was a lot about making me feel better. Focused on whenever anyone made comments, they were obviously about me and about how I looked or what they thought of me. And so I was very kind of controlled by that, I guess. I'd always told myself that I wasn't a pretty girl. Like I was never going to be pretty enough or thin enough or to kind of do the things I wanted. And I sort of held that very close, though. I didn't really share that with anyone. I just knew inside, like deep inside, that I felt that way, that I felt like, oh, when my partner says you're beautiful and I love you, I didn't believe him. Like somewhere inside I was like, you're lying. Yeah, I just felt tired a lot of the time. It was kind of like I was battling a lot, like whether it was battling with what I was eating or, you know, that battle with what am I going to cook tonight, and how to deal with those sort of everyday battles felt really tiring. I was entirely skeptical as to whether it would do anything because I suppose like I grew up watching my mum take on kind of diet after diet, like, oh, this will be the solution, and you know, she'd do that diet and maybe she'd lose a lot of weight but then would immediately put it back on. And I went into it with an idea that I'll give this a go, but probably I'm going to fail at it and it's going to be pointless. Thinking about this morning, I think it's been quite huge. Like, even though on a day-to-day level I haven't necessarily always noticed it, I think the big one for me was when I had taken the pictures. So I took like a picture at when I first started and then took a couple others down the track, and I really thought, I was like, I have not done this perfectly at all. Like I've overeaten, I haven't exercised sometimes. There's going to be no change. And like when I saw the sort of 6-month progression, like I just sat there looking at it for like 10 minutes going, I can't believe, what? How did I look like that? And now I look like this. I don't understand. It was never kind of about that for me, I guess. Like when I came in, it was more about trying to deal with those, to address the kind of emotional connection I had with food, and that's definitely shifted for me, because now when I see friends of mine talking about them like emotionally eating, I know that that's shifted for me because I notice it, and that's really big because I think the mental shifts for me have been huge. It's been a lot more all-encompassing than I anticipated. Like I really thought when I came in that it was just going to be about dealing with my kind of food issues, so to speak, and it's become about everything else, like my mindset about money, about my career, about exercise. That's a big one that shifted actually. Until that point I was just like, oh, exercise is something I have to do and I hate it and I'm bad at it. And then when it was like you gave me permission to find something that I was good at and that I enjoyed, or that made me feel good, or that, you know, if I didn't do it perfectly, that was okay. And so that's helped me to change, I guess. This is, you know, this is something I would never have done before the program. So today I actually did myself a little schedule in my Google Calendar, and then I've got a block of time at like 3 o'clock, which is like exercise time. And I'm kind of like, I've been telling myself, I'm like, this is my time for myself, you know, I'm going to go out for a walk or whatever I'm going to do. And that's something that's not a chore that I have to do, but it's something that I want to do for myself because, you know, I deserve to be healthy and live a healthy, fit, happy life. And I think maybe I didn't believe I deserved that before. And I'm pretty sure I put on a little bit of weight because it's winter, but I don't feel bad about that anymore. Like, I just kind of like, I stand in the mirror and I look at myself and I like have my little belly and I'm like, oh, little belly, you'll be gone at some point again soon. You know, it's not like, I hate you, I'm ugly, you're awful. I'm like, oh, hello, it's okay.
Yeah, you don't go into a drama about it.
No. Ability to have kind of contact and accountability, because that's something that I've realized over time really works for me, because if I isolate myself, then I can't actually do anything. You know, knowing that I could, you know, schedule in to have the coaching calls and check in with everyone and hear how everyone else was doing became, you know, was something that definitely appealed to me. To go to the gym and do group classes. And sometimes some of those instructors are like so angry, like it's all like, go harder, you know, make it hurt. And the fact that, you know, when I do one of your videos, that there's positive affirmations and, you know, you're saying, you know, don't hurt yourself, you know, listen to your body and what does she need, and like pointing me back to in here was really, I think it was really an important part for me, was kind of feeling like, you know, you were there to kick my ass, but also that you had my back, you know. It wasn't just like you were being like, you're a bad person if you can't do this. You're actually like, okay, it's hard and you're going to be able to get through it, you know. And I remember times when I've had sort of lows in my journey through the program, and, you know, I always felt better after talking to you because you were just there reassuring me that I could do it. And, you know, having somebody else put that belief in you was something that I think helped me to achieve where I've gotten to, because I just relied on myself before, and, you know, you can't just get by on self-reliance all the time.
No.
Especially if we just expect ourselves to know how to do things, and if we've been modeled a certain behavior as kids, then why would we expect to just know how to do a different thing? I really liked the way the modules are set up, actually. Like, being able to kind of work through them myself was good. So the fact that, like, there was a certain amount of structure but also like a freedom to go at my own pace. It's the way that you encourage us to have fun, you know. It's the dance breaks in all of the workout videos. It's I'll get to the point where I'm like, oh god, I can't go on, and it's like, dance party, and so it just reminds me that it's, you know, it's about having fun, and that's a big thing. And what I wanted to get more of in my life was, you know, being silly and having a good time, because we just take things way too seriously generally in life, you know.
Yeah.
And why?
Yeah.
I think just that, like, you can actually do it. And I know if I watched one of these videos, I would have been like, whatever. You're probably the most motivated person. But I wasn't. I really wasn't. I think that if you are at a point where you want positive change in your life, then, like, the program's going to help you do it for sure. You just got to open yourself up to that possibility. And I think that was one of the biggest learnings for me was, you know, if I was willing, then, like, your energy was there to meet me, and the other people in the program were there to meet me. And so that, get off the fence and try it, because what have you got to lose? You're going to be unhappy if you don't, so you might be happy if you do.